Hello everyone, hope you're doing okay. Chocolo Roberto here for, a live review special. Yes, it's basically branded cookie special essentially. And what I mean by branded is, well, you might have gone to the supermarket and you might see sort of their own brand cookies and biscuits and other things on the shelves, but sometimes in sort of little packets as well. But sometimes you'll see branded ones like Cadbury ones and this and the other. So that's it. That's what I'm going to review today. So I've sort of grabbed a few of them. Now, because some caveats to this one. First of all, most cookies, biscuits, things like this will taste amazing when dunked in a hot drink. I'm not going to do that this time. Normally I would sort of perhaps have a bit of a coffee to hand to dunk them all in, but the gist of it is they'll all be amazing when dunked. So I'm not, I'm not too worried about that. Is the gist of it. So I'm going to, not going to do that this time. I just thought it's going to be, we got to test them in their natural environment, I guess, in their natural states. Yeah. Oh, hi there, Jen. How's it going? Great to see you, Jen. Oh, glad you could make it. Yes, no one should miss cookies, that's for sure. No one at all. Yeah, I'm glad you could make it, Jen, and hope you're doing all right today. Yeah, it's a special one, really. It should be a good one, actually, I think. I'm quite excited for this one, actually. I'm usually quite excited when chocolate and cookies and biscuits are concerned, but very much so in this case. Yeah, so I've got a few decent ones to go. Now, there are branded cookies that are available off the shelf, but basically are just like regular biscuits, really. Now, I'm not including those today because I do generally review them normally, if you know what I mean, in my regular reviews, and I didn't feel they were kind of special enough, and they're usually pretty poor actually. So I thought, rather than waste good energy on those not great products, I thought I'll go for the special sort of ones that seem to be kind of, I don't know, fresh. I'm not sure how fresh they are, but you know what I mean. So a bit of a different one this time. So I did get a few of them. I did kind of get a Fox's one from, having said all that, I did get a Fox's one from the shelf, from the regular biscuit shelf, just in case to maybe do a comparison. But I'm not sure that I will. I think it's probably a waste of time, that one. This is it. So we shall see. Basically, we shall see. So yeah. So where to start, I think, is the gist of it. Some of them are genuine cookies as well. Some of them aren't. It's one of those, really. I feel like there are various types of biscuit, various types of cookies, various types of this, that, and the other that are quite, I don't know, typical or not really, but I've kind of gone for ones that are kind of in the same area, really. I did land some. I didn't go for like all these weird, I don't know, donuts and things like this, but there we go. So I've got quite a few of them. There's a couple of new ones on the go here, so I'm not sure where I'll get some. I might mix them, match them in, is the gist of it. So I might sort of do some at one point and mix another type of, but essentially they're kind of still biscuits, really, So there we go, cookies. So I thought, where to start? Well, a good one. Yes, look at this. These look very nice indeed. Yes. Dairy milk with caramel. Cookies with chocolate chunks and caramel pieces. Yes, look at this. It says baked in store. Now, I don't know what that really means. I got these at a local supermarket, so I don't know if they actually make them, I don't know if they package them in store or not. I'm not too sure, really. And there's like a big, there you go. I got it from Asda in this case. It's got an Asda sticker on the back. 4 Cadbury caramel cookies. Caramel flavour cookies containing milk chocolates and caramel pieces. There you go. So it's kind of like, yes, it's an interesting one, this one. Yeah. We said caramel Cadbury cookies in gluten-free. Well, yeah, I guess these might not be the best ones for you, Jen, I think, if with gluten on, that's for sure. Does it? I don't believe it will say gluten-free on. There we go. Does it say gluten on it? Well, it's got loads of stuff in it. Yeah. I feel like they probably won't be gluten-free, but having said all that, yeah, I don't. It's funny, actually, because I don't know what you'd look for, really, if it doesn't specifically say gluten, but other than the fats, does it say anything in here? Probably does. It's got palm oil in it. Yeah, I can't see anything specifically saying that, but I imagine there probably will be in there. So they're a bit of a shame anyway. Yeah, I would imagine it would say gluten-free if it was, so there we go. Yeah, bit of a shame that, really. But there are a lot more, it says, okay. It says weird, there we go. That's my, I should have known that, shouldn't I? I was looking for gluten, actually, specifically, like glutamate or something like that. But there we go, yeah. All right, fair enough. Yep, wheat in bold at the very start. Yes. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, there we go. It's one of those, I think. But, well, we shall see anyway. We shall see. I guess there might be some here that are gluten-free, but I don't know, because I specifically think they'd have to be very specially baked, wouldn't they? And I think these are all typical ones, really. But I say there's a lot of the free-from range in most supermarkets now. I've noticed come quite sort of big over the past couple of years. So, there might be a good selection, and maybe one day I might sort of investigate that and do perhaps a gluten-free special, really. I'm doing some vegan ones, of course. I do quite a few vegan reviews. I guess, yeah, so maybe I might try that, actually. I might try it. Problem is, when I did some Jaffa cakes, I think they were a bit different at one point, and I think they were possibly gluten-free, but you could tell the difference, unfortunately. It was still okay, think Andrew Winton was saying he actually preferred them, but I was a bit, I don't know, I think it was them anyway. I can't quite recall them. Maybe it wasn't those, but yeah. Tuscan Free Range is pretty good. Yeah, I know lots of them do it now. They're not doing too bad at all, really. So it might be one of those where they actually might be improving more and more, I think, as time goes on. So yeah, so it is, at least they're going in the right direction, Jen. At least there's that. So there we go. So it does it does have some carry information on the back, but typically the sticker's gone over it a bit. So there we go. So best before, so they don't last for too long. So let's have a see. Can I get the sticker off? And hi, Andrew. Good to see you, Andrew. Hope you're doing okay. I think can't get this sticker off actually. I want to show you the actual calories, you see. So I'm trying to take the. Oh, here we go. It's kind of coming off. It's kind of not. There's a bit of a it's not really coming off very well. You can see here. So unfortunately, that's not very clever positioning by Asda, unfortunately. You just can't really see the calories, unfortunately, there. So it's a bit poor that they've done that. Mind you, I guess it's got something here. There we go. So this is that. So 216 calories. There we go. I guess you can possibly see the fat, maybe. But yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's have a see. Let's try over the other one. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You see, you've got it here now. Whether it's good enough to see, I don't know. But I'll open them down here. At least you can see what I'm doing. So there we go. All right. I'm quite excited about these ones. I must say. Just how much calories and how much caramel's in them, I think, is the question, isn't it? Let's have a look. Okay, there we go. So it looks very, bit of a Pac-Man look to it, this one. Yes, there you go. Hi, Andrew. Hi there. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing okay, Andrew. Hope everything's going all right. Oh, good to see you as well, by the way. Good to see you. There we go. Look at that. There we go. So you can see one, bit of a Pac-Man one at the bottom. Look at that. So you can see lots of caramel in there, really. So chunky bits as well. Now, I don't know if it's worth measuring these because they're not quite uniform size. I mean, obviously, they're roughly the same size, but there's, you say? I'll give them a rough measurement. How about that? At least if we know then if they get reduced by a centimetre, it might stand out a bit more. But obviously, you can see here, it's not completely round, so it's going to be debatable, let's put it that way, as to whether it's worth it. But 9 centimetres across on that side. And about 10 on the other, 9.5. So around 9 to 10 centimetres, basically. And the thickness, for what it's worth as well. At 1.2. There we go. That's just height, roughly. But as I say, it's very lumpy indeed. Yes, let's have another. We've got to break this apart. I'm interested to see what the caramel's like, actually. Do anyone actually dunk these sort of cookies into teas and coffees and things? I imagine it'll be amazing to do so, but I don't know if I've ever actually done it because I've usually got them on the go. There you go, look at that. You can see it's a soft baked cookie. Very nice. It focuses in a bit better. Yeah, look at that. Looks lovely. It does look very nice. Caramel's obviously a hard caramel. It's not really runny. It does look, I mean, it's, you can see the shine on it there, can't you? But it's not a runny caramel as such, which is a shame. I think, especially since it's sort of baked fresh or whatever, I'd expect it to be a bit like that one. Anyone remember the Cadbury Donuts used to get a few years back? I do remember seeing them. I never had them though, Andrew. Nice enough taste, but always quite dry and not baked in store. So they weren't actually, well, they brought them in, did they? Yeah, I see. Yeah, a bit of a shame that one. That's kind of what I was thinking with these ones, actually. I wonder whether they'd be actually quite nice or not. So let's have a see. But yeah, I don't remember. I remember seeing them, and there was a few other donuts, wasn't there, which may or may not still be around, like Oreo ones and stuff like that. But I never had them either, actually. All right, let's give this a go. Then got a bit of a segment here. It's got some caramel on the back. Chocolate chunks look quite big. Just pertain to be. Is that a word? I think that's a word. Dairy milk. So let's give them a taste. Well, it is quite soft. It's quite typical as you'd expect it to be. It's I'm not really getting any dairy milk taste at all from it, to be honest with you. I mean, not to say it's not dairy milk, but it's not coming across in this whatsoever. Let's just try a chunk on its own. Let's have a look. See that chunk there. Let it focus in on it. There we go, roughly. Doesn't really look like dairy milk either, I must say. It's obviously been baked or whatever, but because it's been baked. I don't know. That's really not coming across as dairy milk at all to me. And I'm really not getting much of a caramel taste from it. I mean, of course, there's loads of this cookie, but I'm definitely going to try a bit with a bit more caramel in it. So let's try this little quarter here. Hmm. 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 It's not bad or anything, but it's certainly not. It's not what I would expect from a Cadbury caramel cookie. Especially labelled with dairy milk with caramel. I'm not really getting any dairy milk taste at all. And again, it could be because it's been baked, so something's happened to it, But yeah, certainly not getting any sort of Cadbury dairy milk taste at all. I'm really not getting any Cadbury caramel taste either. Really, it tastes very. It's like a chew to it. It's got a bit of a something to it, but it's not liquidy at all. Which I would really think that Cadbury caramel should be. I mean, that's what it is in the bar. It's a liquid. It's not a chew or anything like that. And it certainly doesn't taste like it. It's got none of that buttery thickness and, of course, none of the creaminess to it. It's got nothing really in relation to a Cadbury dairy milk or a Cadbury caramel. I mean, it's basically a chocolate chip cookie with sort of, what would you say? I wouldn't say burnt caramel, but baked caramel, hardened caramel, basically. And I would expect it to be gooey caramel in this, especially when it's baked in store, apparently. Which, well, I assume it is. It's obviously just not. It's just not made right. It's certainly not reminiscent of any of those ingredients at all. So this is very disappointing. I mean, it's not a bad cookie or anything by any means, but it's relatively normal. I would definitely say that the ones you get normally in, say, Asda or any other supermarket, taste as good as, if not better than this. And they, I wouldn't say they're, ridiculously amazing, but they are, just nicer, really, just generally nicer. I'm going to sip my drink just because it's a bit dry after I can feel myself needing to cough if I kept talking. So yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed. Now, I don't know. Now, the base biscuit here, my baseline for biscuits is regular digestive, which is 2 out of 5. And because I found if I made it 3 out of 5 for regular digestive, everything would have to be higher than 3 because most biscuits are better than the regular digestive. So with that in mind, I don't know. It's a hard one to say, really, because I feel the problem with this one, it's the disappointment. Well, sorry, Andrew, I missed your comment there. Yes, I wonder how these work. CSM make them for Cadbury, which is made by Mondelez, and everyone has to bake them. Yeah, probably. It is a weird one, though. I hope they're worth it. I assume they are baked in store. It says they are, so I can't believe they're not. I think they couldn't say that otherwise. I hope they're worth it after all that. Yeah. I assume so. I assume they're unbaked, basically. They probably arrive in trays, I assume, of obviously the cookie dough or whatever, and they just throw them in the oven, I imagine. But I know a lot of them. I know a lot of the Asda stuff are delivered from their warehouse in Leeds. Their breads and things, and that. But I don't know whether they're labelled as baked in store. So I'm not sure. I don't think they are. So these ones presumably are literally baked in the store. But I don't know if there's any. I don't know if there's any, loopholes that they can use to get through that. But yeah. But they've got a sticker on the back, so of course that must mean something. Hey, the red cookies, yes, cookies. You can't go you possibly can go wrong with cookies actually, but not by much. Hope you're doing all right. How's things going for you today? What games are you playing? The internet's dying today. Everything is buffering. Yeah, is anything going on near you? What's I don't know, some kind of weird event or something like that. Mind you, unless using like 4G or something, you might be okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain that really. I have that problem sometimes. I must say it's one of the most infuriating things under the sun, especially these days. Well, for me anyway. I'm sure for you as well. Being keen internet users. Yeah, so I think on these ones, as I say, digestive 2 out of 5. This one, I mean, I don't know. It's just, the problem with it is it's the disappointment. It's the disappointment. It's so disappointing because it doesn't taste anything like dairy milk or caramel, Cadbury caramel. The consistency is the taste, everything. So how do you rate that based on that? I mean, bear in mind something like a Jammy Dodger is probably a 3 out of 5 generally. I don't know. I don't know if it's that much better though. I don't know if it's that much better because I don't feel like the chocolate chips or the caramel was that interesting. Yeah, I think for me it's probably a 3.5 out of 5. It's okay. The problem is the baseline here is difficult to achieve really because there's lots of biscuits that are better than the digestive and that puts them around a 3 out of 5. This one's got chocolate in and caramel in, so it's got to be better than those. But I'm not sure it is really. It's not much better than a Maryland cookie. It doesn't come across that much. It's just the fact that it's soft baked. I think that's it actually. it's soft baked, and that's the only thing that makes it better than a Maryland cookie. And Maryland cookies are quite boring, really. So maybe I've been a bit too high on that one. I think I'm going to retract that. I'm going to say 3 out of 5. I think, it's a 3.5. I feel like it's just, I don't know, not that great, unfortunately. Yeah, it sounds a bit harsh, that really, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm gonna say it 3 out of 5. I think it would just be, it'd be too harsh on other things that are better than it, that are given a 3.5 out of 5. I just don't think it deserves that for what it is. I feel like it should be a far better product, really. As I say, the regular Asda cookies and things are just better than that. It just wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. It's not a good recipe, basically. So not a great start. I thought that was going to be a heavy hitter to start with. So we haven't got that. So let's move on to normal, shall we? We'll try and mix it up a bit. I've got a few things here. Let's try. Okay. Well, let's see. Can the Rolo equivalent do better? Made with little Rolo. Okay. So this has got caramel in as well. It's little Rolos apparently. So I would assume by that it is little Rolos, which are things that have runny caramel in, but relatively runny, and they've just been put inside cookies, a cookie dough. Okay, so we do have the calories on the front actually. Maybe I didn't notice that with the other one. So yeah, so I'll just go back and just quickly show, because I forgot that we have the calories on the front. We'll have the fat content on there just for reference. So 215 calories, 9.9 grams of fat, 4.7 of which are saturates in each 45 gram cookie. So there we go. So not too bad there. Not too bad. Yeah, so fingers crossed. Hi Nathan, how's it going? You doing okay today, Nathan? How's it going for you? Hope you're doing okay. Yes, so made little Rolos, as I say. So the label's a bit different on the back actually, but the same thing. Baked cookies made with little Rolo. 4 cookies made with little Rolo. Copyright, whatever it is, whatever that is. Registered. Cookie tin in chocolate chips, caramel pieces, and little Rolos. So it's got chocolate chips and caramel pieces and little Rolos. Alright, so it has got wheat in again, Jen, unfortunately. Anything else of interest? Has it got palm oil? I don't think it has actually. I can't see it where the oil was there. Mini Rolo, 1%. Mini Rolo, 1%. Okay, well that's great. So I can't see any palm oil in there. It might be on there, but I can't see it. As I say, got rapeseed oil there, but I can't see palm oil. So that's quite a good sign. I see. Oh, there it is. No, we do have it. There we go. All right, there we are. Okay, one of those. All right. So let's have a see then. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give these an open as before. Let's have a look. Have you had many of these, Andrew? By the way, I meant to ask you before, because I believe you might have said you've had some of these, but I can't quite remember now what you said. So let me know if you have and what your experiences are with these, and whether you recommend any in particular. Okay. All right. Let's give this a bit of an open then. All right. So. Okay. All right. So they immediately feel a bit better. Actually, they feel a bit more like regular cookies, really, like the ones you get from a supermarket. You know, they just feel and look a bit more like them. I feel like the recipe actually in this one might be a bit better, really. So automatically I'm a bit more optimistic about these ones. Now again, they do have the same kind of thing, but it's one of those. Yeah, so not too. We shall see. You can't remember having either of these two specifically. Yeah, I must admit, I've never had them before. It's a strange one. You would have thought I would have done. But yeah, just don't know. Never have. Yeah, I've always felt like they'd probably be like the previous one, where it's just not really what it claims to be, you know. Yeah. All right, so I'll give this a bit of a measure. I mean, I can tell this one's going to be better already. The caramel is gooier. It just has a stickiness to it. It's not like just, you know, hardened, you know, sort of what's the word, crunchy caramel or whatever. It feels a bit better. I feel like this one's definitely going to, you know, it just comes across better already. It feels better. It looks better. It looks more cookie-like. Something just about the other ones that just didn't really, I don't know, hard to say. But something about these just didn't look good for me. They just didn't stand out at all. I don't know if it just had some preconception of it, but I'm not sure. But this one anyway feels good. I'll give it a bit of a quick measure. It's not as thick as the other one. Could be part of it. Give it a bit of a quick measure. Okay. 9.6. All right. And height, about 9mm there. But obviously it is not quite uniform, but there we go. All right, so let's give a bit of a, you can see it's nice and soft. Lovely there. Yeah, I don't know, I feel, yeah, optimistic about this one. Now I can't really, I'm assuming that there, for instance, is a mini Rolo. So let's have a see. Yeah, so we'll see. There's only 1% of it apparently, so I don't know. I'm not too sure what to make of it. I feel like it would have been better had it all been mini rollers and have caramel bits in it. I think that's what you'd be expecting from it. You know, so it is one of those, isn't it? You know, but we'll let's give it a bit of a taste then and see. But as I say, I feel like it's a bit of a cop-out that they've kind of included chocolate chips and caramel chunks rather than just having it full of mini Rolos. All right, okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, let's give. Try and, well, I don't know. Try and give this a go. I think it's got a mini roller in it at the top. It's got some chocolate chip bits in it as well. All right. Okay. All right. Let's give it a go. I feel like the cookie tastes a bit more. It's just generally softer than the other one. The other one had a bit more of a crunch to it, which could have been due down to the caramel. And then it's not bad. It's a bit more vanilla-like. It's it's okay. I think the problem with this one is that it's just, it doesn't seem to taste like it's got as much in it as it should have for some reason. I feel like it does look to be quite relatively packed full of stuff, but it's not coming across because I think a lot of it is kind of this caramel, which kind of, because obviously the cookie itself is quite chewy, it's not really standing out, you know what I mean? So while it does have this caramel in there and it's obviously a caramel consistency, the cookie being quite soft baked means it doesn't really work, you know, well, not work, it just doesn't really taste of anything, you know. And then of course the mini Rolos are kind of quite small. I mean, there's a mini, I assume that's a mini Rolo anyway. Not a lot smaller than they should be though. I'm sure mini Rolos aren't that small. No, let's give it a taste. In fact, I think that's just a chocolate chip. So I'm not really getting mini Rolos then. I can't really see any. If that's not a mini Rolo, then I don't know. Unless it's literally just disintegrated like that, that's a mini Rolo then. It's literally just melted and poured out all the caramel insert. So, I don't know. It comes across better than the other one, but I feel like this one's let down a bit by the ingredients again, really. The chocolate chips and the caramel. So difficult one, that. Difficult one. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it. Yes. Favourite cookie? Not sure, Nathan. Not too sure at the moment. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I like the own brand supermarket ones actually. They're not too bad. Not too bad at all. Oh, and AB. Oh, great to see you, AB. Where have you been? And we wondered before. Well, I thought you were dead, to be honest with you. I was a bit worried about you. I hope you're all right. It's been a long, long time. Yeah, great to see you back. Hope well, hopefully it's not a one-off and you'll be around for a bit. Yeah, how are you doing, AB? It's been such a long, long time. Oh, how's things going for you? I'll say I was a bit worried. I thought we'd never see you again, so it's great to see you back. Oh, that's good. Really good to see you. How's things going? Hopefully work's not been too stressful. Oh, we're just doing basically sort of branded cookies from supermarkets, basically, sort of the baked in store. You know, yeah. So I think you just get basically a tray of uncooked cookie dough and bake it basically. So these roller ones, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the better than the Cadbury Camel ones in some ways, but not as good in others. You know, they're kind of, I don't know, the cookie itself feels a bit better, the ingredients feel a bit better, but they don't come across very well, really. So, yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one. Been in the background, watching a few videos. Well, that's good. Good you're still about. Yeah, really good to see you still about, AB. That's really good, yeah. Well, nice to see you back. How's the Kit Kat situation going? Any updates? Yeah, it's great to see you back, AB. Really is. I've tried to think. Got a few Kit Kat reviews I'm hopefully going to do this week. So, yes, keep the eyes peeled. Yeah, this one, not too sure to me. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's got the cookie is better, but the ingredients, the sort of special caramel and the roller minis don't come across. I'm not, you know, there's no obvious roller minis in there, so it's very disappointing. Basically, these are living up to what I assumed it would be. It's why I've never had them before, possibly why Andrew's not had them before. I'm not sure really. Just don't. You can just tell. I think they're not going to be. I don't know, they're not going to live up to what they looked like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of the case. I think for me, these ones, well, I don't know. They're about the same as the other ones, really. As I say, the problem with them is, first of all, it's not just full of mini Rolos. There's like caramel chunks in there and chocolate chunks. I mean, why is it not just full of mini Rolos? And the mini Rolos are in there, possibly. Don't look like mini Rolos at all. Kind of just, I don't know, become nothing. I'm not even sure. I feel like they're just. I feel like it's not really delivering what it should be. It should be either a chunkier cookie to accommodate the mini Rolo, or I don't know, something. It just needs to be different, and it needs to have actual mini rolls in it, and they need to be the whole primary ingredient. But as a cookie itself, it's not bad. Regular digestive is a 2 out of 5, so it's going to be better than that. It's about the same as the other one. It's between a 3 and a 3.5, and I think really still quite disappointing all in all for what it is. For something this indulgent looking, you know, you'd expect better. So I think for me it's a 3 out of 5 again. So another disappointing one, yeah. Very just another relatively poor product, really. Basically, as I say, you know, I think a 3 out of 5 in the biscuit world is kind of a 2 out of 5 in the chocolate world. Basically, I would say I would really kind of look at it that way, just below average. But unfortunately, the average biscuit is, well, I don't know. I can't really give a regular digestive a 1 out of 5, so I've got to. It's got to be, you know, to me, it's not that bad, you know. So it's a difficult one, but I just bear that in mind. You know, the biscuit world, most biscuits are generally pretty good, but it's the same case with chocolates as well, isn't it? So I don't know, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Originally, the Matchmaker's Choc Orange cookies from Asda, very disappointing. Well, funny you should say that, AB. Funny you should say that. I do have them, yeah. So I think there's a trend going on here, and I think you've hit the nail on the head. There is the gist of it. Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I'll tell you what, though. Well, I've got a couple of new ones to do after that. That's a kind of Cadbury new ones to do after it. So maybe we'll come to those after this one. Actually, let's do this one now. Let's see if I agree with you, AB. I feel like I probably will. They look like they're going to be really good. Now, I've got several problems with this to start with off the bat, and it's just generally me being annoyed at things that should just not be the case. A, this Matchmakers have got nothing to do with Quality Street. They've got about as much to do with Quality Street as my shirt. You know what I mean? It's just, they're literally just, you could say anything's Quality Street, you know, like that. You know, you could, you know, just stick a label saying Quality Street on this Pepsi Max. I mean, it's just nothing to do with Quality Street. There's literally nothing to do with it other than the fact that they're made with Nestle. So I don't like that at all. They did with something else, didn't they? There was Quality Street, what they called, I forgot what they're called now. I just reviewed the other day. Essences, Intenses, or some generic name like that. You know, they had the same thing with them, and you just labelled them Quality Street. Got nothing to do with them as well. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. So it's very frustrating. Did you see the Asda own brand filled cookies? I did, and I was tempted to get them, but because it's a branded one, I couldn't really go for it, you know. This time, you know, that's what I mean. But they did look very nice, and that's my thing I would say, is that the regular supermarket ones are pretty good, and I think at least they're no worse than these, so I would always go for them. I think that's going to be the takeaway from this, but we still, you know, there we go. We still got something to well, what I was going to say, lost my train of thought there. Just saw Andrew's comment I was about to. But yeah, so yeah, basically, I mean, the regular ones, we've still got to do the reviews, is what I was going to say, because you never know, we might be surprised. And I've got a couple over that are coming up next that are slightly different as well, but we shall see. But yes, the shirt is blue and the coconut on Quad Street is a blue wrapper, so there you go, exactly. I think that's it, Andrew. I think that's the link. You know, there is an orange one inside Quality Street. So it must be it, yeah, clearly. That's the. I've got an orange t-shirt actually, so you know, maybe I could legitimately label myself as Quality Street. Alright, yes. Well, there we go. So what have we got? Baked by, oh, there we go. So it does say baked by Richie's there, which is, well, what does that mean? I don't I mean, well, that's a spanner in the works, isn't it? Because the other ones have said baked in store or whatever, but so these look like they are baked elsewhere, so I don't get it. I don't know. There's definitely, but they've got the same sticker on the back. But these ones, you know, the other ones I'm sure said baked in store. Thought they did. Well, in fact, it's labelled on this bit, isn't it? Baked in store. So what store does it mean? So, I'm very dubious about that, especially when these ones basically say baked by something else, whoever they are. It's still got the same label and stuff, so I'm very dubious actually about this claim, and I would definitely think it's worth looking into. As you see, chocolate orange filled cookies in a bakery. Amazing, best cookie you'd ever had. I did like Cadbury Asda's chocolate orange brownies he did as well. Although I did try them a year back and they weren't quite as good as I remembered. But yeah, we're what was I going to say? Yeah, they were very nice. I really did like them. But I never had these chocolate orange filled cookies. But I can believe what you say there. Definitely, I wish I had those. Yes. Oh, hi there, Joe. How's it going for you? You doing okay? Oh, great to see you again, Joe. How's Brazil today? I forgot the name of where you live now. I can't remember now. But how's it going? Strange Asda got rid of them and kept strawberry and cherry, which weren't as good. Yeah, strange that one, especially when the chocolate orange craze was really it's still kind of about. It says made in store. Oh, there you go. Yes, you're right. Sorry, Andrew. Yes, it does say on the other side, doesn't it? Freshly baked in store. But then why does it say that? Baked by... I wonder if that's a very broad terminology. If they can say that, which seems to imply that it's not baked by Asda. You know, does it? I don't know. I'm not sure. There's something to, some research needed there, I think. But they're contradictory to me. Very contradictory, that. So, don't know. But it does have the Asda sticker on it, so I'm inclined to sort of say there's something going on that is involved in the Asda store. But just what that is, I don't know. I imagine it's possibly not quite as it should be. But yeah, thanks, Andrew. Thanks for that. Yes. All right. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah. Okay. Good. Clean the place up. Never mind. So these ones at least are chocolate cookies, which is quite good. Let's have a look on the back. Actually, I didn't sort of do that, did I? Baked cookies made with Matchmaker's Orange. There we go. Matchmaker's Orange, chocolate cookie containing orange flavoured chocolates with skimmed milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and boiled sugar pieces. Well, these sound a bit more interesting. AB wasn't keen, so we'll find out. Palm oil there. Anything else of interest? Orange Matchmaker pieces, 11%. So it's definitely more than the 1% mini rollers we had in the other ones. So that's always a good improvement. Let's see. I think the problem with all these is they're just going to be disappointing, like AB said. It might not be that they're horrible, just disappointing. Natural orange flavouring, palm oil. All right, usual stuff. Well, not necessarily usual stuff, but stuff that looks to be typical. A few, but they don't noticeably look a bit different, these ones, from the ingredients, and they seem to have at least a bit more in them. It's particular to Matchmakers. 284 calories per cookie, 7.2 grams of fat, 3.1 of which are saturates. Alright, Scotty. Yeah, I knew you'd be out and about, but it's Cookies Live, yes. Yeah, hope you're doing alright, Scotty. How's things going? Where are you today? Had a nice day? Let's give these one a bit of an open. Skimmed milk chocolate. Yeah, is that what he said? Did I read that wrong? Or let's see, what did I say? Yeah, skimmed milk chocolate. Yeah, interesting. Interesting that. No, hey, yeah, you're right. It doesn't sound normal, does it? That. Yeah, I doubt it very much. Fortunately, Andrew's on it today, so that's good. Yeah, so he managed to sort it out. I think there's probably more as well, but we'll see. Yes, exactly. In a nutshell. Well, if nothing else, there's a nice smell coming from these. It's a bit of a zingy orange smell. Let's take one out. You can see there the way it's folded over a bit, which definitely bodes well. It's that you can see it's a very soft baked cookie. I think this one, the problem with the generally the chocolate ones, even though you'd think chocolate would be nice, it's like I've always said with chocolate cakes and things, you'd think they'd be nicer, but they generally aren't, because chocolate sponges and things and chocolate biscuits kind of don't taste as nice. It's actual chocolate and chocolate creams where it's actually better. So we'll see. But you know, this one does feel a lot, even more so. I keep saying this to everyone, really, like a proper cookie. I think, you know, soft baked cookie from Asda's own range, or a supermarket's own range. It just feels, this one feels even more so like it. So we're kind of getting more and more like that. So we're getting more and more optimistic as we go. Maybe that means I'm being more and more disappointed. New food labelling laws for the ingredient sticker. Okay, right. You think that's what it is then? You think it's more just that they've had to put a sticker over it with because it doesn't meet the laws or whatever. It's not that it's anything to do with it being baked in store, particularly. Not to say it's not. But that's what you think it is, Scotty. Interesting. Yes. Hi, Joe. No worries at all. Hope you're doing okay. Yes. Where's the place you're from, Joe? What's the town or city called? Forgot what it's called now. Always remember it's you don't have to say if you don't want to, of course. 9.4 width there. What's the diameter? On the other side, just about 9.7. So it does fluctuate a bit. Let's say this one's very bendy, very wobbly. This is what I would call a nice soft baked cookie. Whether it's what other people would, I don't know, but 8mm high, roughly. Let's try it again. 7 to 8. Okay. All right. So that's let's see. Let's just do it up here, I think. So you can see here, let's give a bit of a rip. It does come across quite well. Apparently it's got, as I say, matchmaker sort of crunchy pieces in there, but I can't see anything obvious. I mean, there is a chance it's just not in this bit at all, but I'd expect it to be a bit shiny with those pieces. But I can't see them. There is some shine on it, which maybe they're melted, but that's not what I'm after. I'm after actual matchmaker crunchy pieces. So we'll see. All right. Well, I can't see them, so maybe that is them. Smells all right though. A reasonable smell to it. Have you got the banana jammy Dodgers? They weren't bad. I wasn't a fan of the previous chocolate ones. Well, it's funny you should say that. I may have reviewed them earlier on today, actually, AB. Talking about a lot of coincidences today. Yes, so I have. This is the empty pack. It's just fallen on the floor. So yeah, long story short is yes. Review should be this week, I think. I did get another pack of the blue ones as well, just for that review, just to talk about them being how they should be with minions and things. And look, Tesco are doing it. It's only in Tesco. I think these are Tesco exclusives. So if you found a blue Dodger, it went up to £1,000. So yeah, there we go. That's the next one, isn't it? I have to open a pack of blue Dodgers every week. Who else? So itself, Rush out here was doing the dishes, and we have a carrot cake in the oven. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yes. Well, yeah. Let me know what it's like. Can get parsnip cakes in the UK as well. Maybe you should try that, Joe. Parsnip cake. Look forward to that, yes. I quite like the Chocky Dodgers though, AB. I must admit, I quite like those Chocky Dodgers. I thought they were actually one of my favourite ones of the Jammy Dodger range, because I found that the Jammy Dodgers tend to have too much biscuit to filling for me. And that might not be the case for everyone, but for me at least. So the Chocky ones I found worked a bit better for that. But there you go, Brusque, that's it, yes. First sunny day after 12 days of rain, it's back to normal. We got a bit of sun, bit of rain most days here at the moment, Joe, yeah. Yeah. But yes, I couldn't remember the name, but yeah, Brusque. I think I'm pronouncing it right, hopefully. Yes, you did get the blue Jammy Dodger. Remember you saying it wasn't actually blueberry? Yeah, which is a real shame. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not actual blueberry, which is, it's just literally blue. That's the bit of a shame that. I don't know why I did that really. Yeah. Oh well. All right, let's give this one a go. So I'm optimistic this one might be better than the ones AUB, but I feel like you're probably right and it'll be disappointing. Okay, let's give it a go. It's got little crunches in there, but I would definitely say, a slight orangey taste, but again, it's like the others, it just doesn't have enough in it to really give you what it's meant to be, which is orange matchmakers. There's, I say, little crunches in there, but I wouldn't be expecting, I'd expected a bit more. I mean, I don't know how well it would work, because obviously matchmakers are quite hard generally, so I mean they're not soft, and with a soft baked cookie maybe it wouldn't work quite well, but I don't really feel like this has anything to do with matchmakers at all. It's only got dark chocolate in. I'm not really getting much dark chocolate either. I feel like they're okay though. I feel like unlike the others, I don't know, I feel like it just delivers a solid soft baked chocolate cookie, but I feel like there's definitely better ones out there, just the ones you get Asda's own ones or any supermarket's own brand ones, where they've got like triple chocolate ones, where they've got white chocolate, dark chocolate and milk chocolate, whatever, or just the regular ones. They've just got more in them. This one just doesn't have anything in it really. You can even see there's barely anything in it. There's that crumb there, I think that's from the previous cookie. There's just not really anything in there. And even the crunches are just very absent. There's not really any crunch from any sort of, it's a candied piece or whatever. Every now and again, may get a slight crunch, but being a chocolate cookie, it's quite dry as well. It has that, it's it is quite dry as well, which is the other ones didn't have. I say a very slight mild orange taste. Disappointing again, and it's not really anything like orange matchmakers, So Yeah, I mean, it's very, very strange. Parsnip cake, never heard of it. Looks quite interesting. No, yeah, basically a carrot cake essentially, but with parsnips. You know, they're quite real. They're similar, they're related vegetables. You know, so it's. I mean, I'd never heard of them until a few years back, but yeah, it's a similar thing. Probably very similar, I'd imagine. It might be worth giving a try. You know, like carrot cake. Casanova cake. I thought I said it first. Cassava cake. I've not heard of that one. What's that one? Is that some kind of veg as well? I've not heard of that. If that is, sounds interesting. Sounds very yeah, a bit more exciting than the parsnip cake. Never heard of a parsnip cake either. Yeah, it's a relative. I mean, it's probably not quite as common as a carrot cake, but they do exist, and I was very surprised myself. Yes. I don't make. I'll just say fit if I love chocolate. Well, you just got to eat it very. You're not got to have much of it. You'll notice I'm not eating loads of. I mean, I've had probably about one cookie's worth at the moment, and I've reviewed 3 of the packs. You know what I mean? So you just got to be. You just got to be careful and not go overboard, really, which is difficult. But you know, everyone loves chocolate. You know, well, most people love chocolate. You just got to be. You just got to stay in control, not eat too much. Very difficult. But yeah, people. You're not the first, and if you did assume this, that I eat tons and tons of chocolate. I probably eat more than I should do, but I don't eat loads of it. I have to try and be careful. I don't eat. You know, I won't. I'll have. You know, if like here, I'm having a quarter of each one, if not a third of each cookie, at most. And that's kind of how you do it. Now I could go off after the review and eat all of them, but I've got to not do that. You know, about 50 cookies, so you just got to be careful. Manioc, I see. Well, this is a realm of vegetables I do not know, Joe. I'm not sure about these at all. Let's got different names in the UK, because the US, UK do have different names, but I still haven't heard of them, and usually I have. So I'm not sure. Interesting though, very interesting. Manioc. Yeah, I've not heard of that, Joe. I must admit, I'm sure I'm ignorant here in the veg world. Sounds interesting. Were these cookies a bit pricey, and a 4 pack is not? Well, that's the other thing as well, actually, AB. Good point there. You do get more when you buy the Asda's own brand ones as well, or any other supermarket's own brand ones. They were well, I can't quite recall actually. It was something like 2 for £2.50 or something like that, 2 packs. So they weren't overly cheap. You know, they were not that cheap. No, it was some. You know, it's like yeah. They definitely were more expensive than the regular Asda's. I'm pretty sure they were anyway, but I can't quite recall. I remember thinking they were, but. They weren't anything, yeah, they were definitely not on the cheaper side anyway, but they were on offer. So, yeah. As the stocks and shares in the cookie market were plummeting this afternoon, yes. This is it. Mind you, I'm promoting their own brand ones, so maybe... so you never know, yes. But yeah, I know, this is disappointing, Andrew. Yeah, just very disappointing, these ones. The yucca root. Okay, I've heard of yucca. I've heard of that. I have heard of that. Mainly from, I think, sort of ingredients in computer game vegetables, like farming games and stuff like that, actually. And some other games as well, I think. Yeah, interesting. I've heard of that, but that is one I've heard of. It's like a potato substitute, isn't it, I think? Or similar to potato, I think. You recommend Aldi cookies in the bakery? Okay, all right. Maybe one to try. Maybe we'll have to do an own brand special versus each other. Maybe get one of the one of each kind of cookie. Well, one of the same kind of cookie from different ones, maybe at some point. Maybe have to do that. Well, that's for these ones then. These Orange Matchmaker ones. Well, basically, yeah. To sum it up, there's nothing really Matchmaker about them. There's definitely a lack of chunks or anything in there. There's lack of anything Matchmaker-like. You might get the odd crunch, but nothing really. They're nicely soft, but they're quite dry. I feel like. Again, they've got something the other two don't have, which is the other didn't have, which is they're even softer and a bit even more slightly better in the way that the cookie is. But it's just lacking in ingredients, this one, and I think this one can't be as good as the other ones, unfortunately. So while it does have a better base, a better just cookie generally, there's just a lack of ingredients in there. It has a slight orange taste, but nothing special. It's a 2.5 out of 5, this one, and you know. There's something to be said that this really just half a star better than a regular digestive, and I'm not sure the answer is yes to that, but I think there's the disappointment, the lack of anything in it for what it's meant to be. I feel like I can't really give it a 3 out of 5. I just can't really. I mean, just can't. Really disappointing. That's right, rich in starch. Okay, yes. Yeah, see, never. I think basically here. I don't know if you really get them because I think it's just potatoes are so widely available. So I think in the UK, you just don't really get those. I don't think you might be able to get them from somewhere, but if I went to a supermarket, I don't think I've ever seen them. They might be somewhere that I've just not looked. But yeah, so I think they're just ones you don't get. So maybe that's the case with the other things as well. Maybe the derivatives of them. I'm not sure, but interesting. Yeah. So I've got a couple of right. So a couple of new ones here now. They look quite interesting. So I've got these. So we'll see what these are like. These are not quite cookies, but similar. Dairy Milk OT Bakes, packed with Cadbury Dairy Milk chunks. So we'll see about that. Baked in store apparently. OTs. So there we go. So we've got 254 calories per cookie. Oh, that's per 100 grams rather. That's confusing. Hang on. Oh no, it's underneath. No, yeah, ignore me. 258 calories per cookie. 12.9 grams of fat. 5.6 of which are saturates. Quite a stark backer on this one. Cadbury Dairy Milk OT Bake. So oat flapjacks containing milk chocolate. Okay. So oats 31%, milk chocolate 25%. There's wheat in this one. All right, there we go. Okay. All right. Yeah. There you go. So you got Asda. So Asda leads. So I mean that's what I was saying before. The Asda leads. Were they baked in there basically, or were they prepared in there? Because that's where a lot of the Asda breads are and things. And I think that must be the case because I imagine if this has got Leeds on it on the sticker here, they probably are still brought into the store. They're just baked in Leeds or whatever, prepared in Leeds, I guess. I just learned you can't get condensed milk in some places either. Yes. I think it's I think you can in the UK. I'm sure you can in the UK. I just one of those where again it's one of those I rarely get. So I'm sure you can do. But yeah, it's very expensive, like in Japan, for instance. Okay, yes. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, it's funny how there are some subtle differences that you wouldn't think about. It really is. You love oat cookies. But these don't have raisins included. Just chocolate. Yeah, no raisins, Jen. I don't think. No raisins. You like the raisin ones, do you? I've only got wheat in there, these ones, unfortunately, Jen. I think it does say wheat. It's on the bottom of the... Oh, not quite strong, but it does have wheat in, unfortunately. But yes. So you have to still be careful with these ones, Jen. But yeah, they do it nice. Just chocolate, though, I think. Just chocolate. To be honest with you, I must admit, I'm quite happy about that. I've grown to like raisins a bit more over the years, but I think, yeah, if there's chocolate, I'm a bit more happier than that. Finno's oat cookies were baked in stock. It says 10th of June at 12:37. Okay, when they were baked. Yeah, good point, Andrew. Let's have a look. You can see the thing, 12:37. Yes. And that's the same stock news on it. Yeah, okay, fair enough then. Yeah, you'd imagine that they would bring them in first thing in the morning. So yeah, well, that's a good sign then. That's a good sign. Yes, it's just weird how, yeah, well, fingers crossed then, like you say, I think that makes sense, that. Right, okay, let's give them a bit of an open then. Here. So these ones look big chunky squares, I think, that we'll find out. Let's see. There we go. Let's sending raisins in the mail to you and coconut. Thanks very much, Jen, thank you very much for that, yes. I can't wait. Dear me. Oh, yes. I'm not a fan of either of those things, for those you don't know. So, yes, as you could imagine. But on occasion, I can eat them. It depends on the circumstance, but generally, yes. They're not my favourite thing. And sun in combination, oh dear, yeah. I think, I'm sure, was it Peshwari naan, I think. Even though I do quite like them. They did have, sometimes if they have too much coconut, and sometimes they have raisins in as well. I'm really disappointed when that's the case. They are primarily with coconut, but if you could taste it and if they had raisins in, I was very disappointed. So, yeah. Oh dear. And my curry night's out. Okay, 7.4 length there. And 6.75 or 6.7. It can depend. They're not quite flat though. And the height of these ones. About 1.7. Okay, there we go. All right, let's move that somewhere. There we go. You saw a video where a woman found maggots in packets of Aldi raisins. They were for kids. Little box of each box had maggots in. Full of raisins for a while now. I can't have them with fruit though. Crikey. Yeah, can happen with fruit. Yeah, that would put me off as well, I have to say. Well, there you go. Well, to be honest with you, yeah, I don't know. Not pleasant, Andrew, not pleasant. Well, let's hope we don't have any incidents like that on this channel, that's for sure, although it would be good for the ratings, I imagine. But oh dear. No, these do look very hefty, these look very solid, very thick. Like big, I mean, they could have done these a lot smaller actually. They could have done these about a quarter of the size in little chunks, really, made them a lot smaller. I don't know why they've done them so big. But they look very substantial, I think you would say. Substantial. You can see here. But again, it's labelled as dairy milk. I do wonder, as I say, the last ones didn't really taste of dairy milk. But, you know, we'll see. All right, let's give them a go. You never know, we can hope that they do come across as dairy milk. I think that's going to be the thing, isn't it? If they come across as dairy milk, I think that's what's got to happen. If they don't, I think it'll be a bit disappointing. We've got a lot of chunks in there. Let's give it a go. Interesting. Definitely interesting, these ones, yeah. As I said, a bit more flapjacky. They do come across with a lot of substance to them. That's not the chocolate, you know, they've got lots of crunchy oat crunch in there, basically. I'm still not getting much of a dairy milk taste from them now. I mean, I know it's labelled as dairy milk and it perhaps is dairy milk, but it doesn't taste like that at all. I say dairy milk is quite distinct. It's quite, you know, it's got a very distinctive flavour, and it could be shadowed, masked by the oatiness to this, but I'm not sure. You know, it's got a bit of a chocolate flavour to it, but it really doesn't come across as dairy milk like at all. I mean, they're okay generally, but I feel like flapjacks, you know, are a bit better than this normally. I feel like this isn't really that good a quality flapjack either, really. It feels like it's a toned down flapjack for some reason, as if it's not got as much caramel or butter in it or whatever it is, you know. Which is odd because it's not really that way at all. It is like a full fat one, you know what I mean, pretty much. I think it's, you know, it seems that way by the calories and stuff. So, but it feels like it's one that doesn't have as much in it. You know, it feels like a reduced fat one or reduced something. It doesn't feel quite like it's got, you know, as much unhealthy stuff in it as it should do. There's just, I think it's the fact that it's not quite got as much sort of butteriness sticking it all together and things as a regular flapjack does. Yeah, M&S make great own brand cookies in the bakery and just regular packaged ones. Yeah, I bet. Well, I'd say maybe I have to do some kind of own brand comparison. You know, grab a few of them, like 5 of each one. It'd be difficult to do. Because obviously you have the first one, you have the second, and it's like the first and the last chocolate syndrome, isn't it? But interesting to do though. Yeah, definitely have to try those out, Andrew. I think. Yeah, have to think about that. But these ones, I don't know. Again, a bit disappointing. These, I feel like if you have a regular flapjack without chocolate chips in, I think you'd be more interested in that. I feel like these ones just there's something not quite right about them. They've just not got enough, let's say, I don't know, butter in them, whatever it is. That I mean, it might be a bit healthier as a result of it, but I feel like it's just missing that sort of, I don't know. It feels a bit weird. They feel like they're like a healthier option, even though they're not. Bit disappointing again, really. But like, if you like just purely like oaty, sort of that oaty taste, I think it might be for you, really. But I don't know. I feel like I'm expecting something a bit more flapjacky. Maybe it's just because it's called flapjacks on the back. It's changed my expectations. But I don't know. Yeah, the chocolate chunks as well. They're okay. They're there, and you can taste them. And the whole thing is got a lot of substance to it. But again, I don't feel like I'm getting dairy milk in it, and I feel like the chocolate I'm getting is kind of a nondescript chocolate. It's just not really much of anything. It does exist, it is there, and I can taste the chunks, but disappointing again. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one is probably one that some people might really like or appreciate more than me, because I feel like the way it's constructed is very different than a normal flapjack. It's very, as I say, not quite as buttery. You can definitely detect the oats a bit more. You know, it's that kind of thing. But I feel like that's going into a bit more of a breakfast bar area, really. You know, so yeah, I feel like, you know, if you wanted that, you'd go for breakfast bars. I don't think you'd be really going for this. So I think for me, I feel like as a flapjack or an OT bite or whatever, I think it's disappointing me. I don't really think I can give it a 3. I think it's got to be 2.5 out of 5 again. I just feel like it's not quite good enough. You know, it's just not quite good enough for what it's meant to be. Let's say a breakfast bar, I might be a bit more forgiving of it, really, because it tastes a bit more like one, but it's not. It's a proper full fat, oat bite or whatever. So yeah, don't know. Hobnob's definitely better for me. That's an oaty biscuit that's literally twice as good as that, and it doesn't have any chocolate in. The chocolate hobnobs are off the scale compared to that. So yeah, interesting. Why would Maggot Street drive through? Well, that's a question that I can't answer, I'm afraid, Joe. But yes, maybe would you think it's just maybe just got in there somehow? I don't know. But I don't know. Well, maybe it's sabotage. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Or it could. Yeah. Who knows? It could be. Yeah. I don't really know what they eat, to be honest with you. But there we go. I'm not sure. I don't know. But either way, I'm sure if it was, well, if it happened, I imagine it wasn't very nice. But yeah, maybe there's somehow got in there. Maybe there's other things in there, which makes you wonder again, doesn't it? I don't know. Well, a good question, that. Yeah. Right, well, guys, well, the last one for today, we got through them quite quick today, actually. Not doing too bad. It's the shorty squares this time, so it's another one of these Dairy Milk new ones. I think we know what's going to happen. This is like a shortbread one with Dairy Milk in quotes. I mean, it might be Dairy Milk, I'm not saying it isn't, but it certainly doesn't taste like it in all the other ones. Delicious shortcake packed with Cadbury Dairy Milk chunks. There we go. And the calories, 255 calories per square. It's a square, yes. 38 grams of fat, 7.2 of which are saturates. 4 of them in a pack again. Alright, so I think we know the gist of what's going to go on here. I think it's probably going to really come back to the chocolate, but we'll see. Veg fat palms, got palm fat in there again. Milk chocolate to 25%. Shortcake containing milk chocolate. Quite straightforward. Okay, got the usual stuff. Does have wheat in it again. Alright. 12.46. Yeah, they all 12.46. Yeah, I don't think they are. No, that one wasn't. Yeah, that's just. Yeah, 12.31. Yeah, okay, yeah. So they've just been printed. Does make me wonder though whether, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still a bit dubious as to what's going on there, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it seems. I feel like they do have a baking section in Asda, but they do. I don't know. I was convinced that their bread stuff was baked off site and brought there. Yeah, there's something strange going on with that, I think. Some years ago, somebody found a mouse inside a Coke bottle. Yeah, I've heard also, yeah, in a Coke bottle. Goodness me, I've heard of all these horrible ones where in sort of Kentucky, KFC have had like similar things going on. Horrible, yeah. I don't know if Max will drive through, but I don't imagine they'd be fussy about the eat. Well, maybe not. That's true. Honestly, don't know. Just what is going on each pack. They were all in them. Yeah. They probably, well, either way, they could have got in there anyway, couldn't they? Even if they don't eat dried fruit. I don't really know what they do eat. Really, they do eat horrible stuff. I don't know. Well, yes, there we go. Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah. Honestly, yes. Oh. Honestly, good point there, Jane. Good point. Yeah, it became a national news and all this stuff. At the end of the day, the brand is strong. Yeah, well, all publicity is good publicity. That's what they say, don't they? It's what they say. It is what they say. Dear me. Oh, right. Okay, let's give this an open then. So we know the drill. You know the drill. Let's see what it's like. I got it's a nice square again. Quite a nice block. I feel like though these could really be just, I don't know, in like a pack with more of them in, but then it would be very similar to the supermarket own brand ones. But you can see it's a nice big block of shortcake, and it's full of chocolate pieces actually. So a bit like the OT one, you can definitely tell it's got something going on about it. It's a very don't know. I feel like yeah, underwhelmed with all this so far. Really, I'm surprised at how mundane they are. Really, you know what I mean? Not horrible or anything though. As I say, don't forget, you know, a regular digestive, which is 2 out of 5, is not horrible. It's just not the pinnacle of excitement as far as biscuits are concerned. And I say these are not that much better, really. 8.14, well, at least relatively anyway, for what's in them. You know what I mean? 6.4 there at the side, but it could depend. 6.2 there. And height's about 1.35, but it could be about 1.4, 0.5, depends. Yeah. A bit knobbly is the gist of it. Yes. Yes. You just imagine, rather not take a look at it. Yeah, well, yes. There's some things you just don't want to see, aren't there, really? I think that's the gist of it, yeah. As interesting as they are, perhaps, yeah. I'd rather not know what it looks like. Okay, there we go. So quite so chunky. Lots of big chunks in there. Again, is it dairy milk? I don't know. I'm going to try a chunk on its own in a bit. Well, let's give it a go. Let's have a see. A nice chunk here. Let's give it a taste. Shortbread definitely has its fans, and people who like shortbread tend to be quite fussy about, not I won't say fussy, but particular about what's a good shortbread and what isn't. I'm not a massive shortbread person, but I can appreciate good ones. I'm not sure this is one. It's it doesn't taste buttery really at all. It tastes very, I don't know, it just doesn't, again, it doesn't have much of a taste. I quite like buttery shortbreads. I like them with perhaps with sugar on as well. But again, this one, I don't know, this is not a really nice shortbread really. There's just not really anything going on with it. I wouldn't say the chocolate really lifts it either. It's quite short, it's quite crumbly. But it's not really buttery, it's not really interesting. It's quite dry. It's nothing really to it. It's certainly not. It's not what I would call a good shortbread. This at all. I'm no shortbread expert, but more an expert. But I certainly wouldn't say this was a good one. Let's have got a chunk of chocolate. Obviously, it is covered in slight bits of shortbread. But let's see. There might be a semblance of dairy milk in that one actually. Maybe. But it's very slight. I mean, it really is slight. I mean, I'm struggling to... If I didn't have it individually like this... Yeah. I feel like that possibly is dairy milk, actually. But I certainly can't taste it when I'm having the shortbread. And I certainly am struggling even then to taste it, even when it's on its own like that. You have to really think about it. It's not obviously dairy milk at all. I don't know whether it's, yeah. Very strange that. So I can assume that's probably the case with the other ones where even though it is dairy milk, but it's just very hard to detect it. The taste just isn't coming through. Whether it's the size or it's slightly different, or and the fact it's been baked has affected the taste possibly. Yeah, this one's a bit of a miss. This one again, really. It's just the shortbread I think on this one for me. As I say, I'm not a connoisseur of shortbread. I'm not the person to go to find out what's the best shortbread or not, but I certainly can appreciate a good one, and this really doesn't isn't that for me. I don't think. I think it's very plain, a bit boring, very dry. And I wouldn't say the chocolate really lifts it either. As I say, we can barely detect the fact that it's dairy milk, and I have to really get each chunk out individually and take away all the shortbread and then have it, and even then it's very difficult to detect. And when you're eating it with the shortbread, I don't think it comes across as anything particularly special either. I'll just have this one last chunk. Don't really detect the chocolate. I mean, it's there, but I don't know. Doesn't really work with it again. There's something just not quite right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of shortbreads that have had chocolate. I'm sure I've had shortbreads in the past that have had chocolate in them, and they've come across and worked well. The shortbread's been nice, and the chocolate's accompanied them well. It might not be, the pinnacle of chocolate excellence in that shortbread bit, but I'm sure they've worked together quite well, and the shortbread's been good. But this one, no, I'm not really keen on the shortbread at all. Really, it's just a bit of nothing. Now, of course, we could have last biscuit syndrome here, where here's the last one I'm having, so naturally got a bit tired of having loads of cookies one after the other, but I don't think so. It's to that extent. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these ones. I think even though it's got chocolate in fact it's really hard to detect, and the fact that it doesn't really add much to it, and the fact that the biscuit itself is rather boring, I don't think it's much better than a regular digestive, this one, It reminds me a bit of a sort of, maybe like a Garibaldi. You'd like those Gem Garibaldi. I think they've got raisins in. You'd like them, and they're quite nice actually. I have got to like those actually. I think you've just got a dusting of sugar, which makes all the difference. I think, I'm not. I'm just not a big fan of these at all. I just feel like the biscuit itself, the shortbread, is just not great, and I feel like the chocolate chips are just not great either, even though they potentially are dairy milk. At least have some kind of semblance of them when you really look into them very deeply. I think for me, yeah, these are 2 out of 5. They're just disappointing. These are probably the worst ones of the lot, just because the biscuit itself is not great and the chocolate itself is not great. There's your shortbread biscuit. It's really disappointing actually, and I don't think they're giving you much more than a regular digestive. And while I might argue that these might be slightly better than regular digestive, I'm not so sure. There's much in it, and I feel like to add an extra half star to it would really, I don't know. I don't think they're good enough to sort of imply that they're worth having over a digestive, really, particularly. Now, all these things might be brilliant when dunked in a coffee or a tea, a hot drink. Don't forget that. I mean, there is that doing that with almost any biscuit would make it, 1 or 2 stars better. So it could be that some of these just will work better when that happens to them, but you could argue all the other biscuits that are better than these without being dunked, that would happen to them as well. So I think for a lot of these, I would just definitely get regular milk chocolate hobnobs. For me would just outplays all of these. And if you want a soft baked cookie, I would definitely go for just the regular own brand ones from Asda or wherever. They just taste. They're not sponsored by Asda, but it just happens that's where I bought these. I did just taste just more interesting. Got more about them, and they're just better. Not like amazing or anything, but they're definitely better than all these ones. Really, very disappointing. Back in, can't let the cake burn. Yes, good point, Joe. You don't want that, that's for sure. I definitely don't want to be responsible for any dessert burnage. So yes, hope you managed to get it okay. I hope it's all right. Yes, there we go, guys. Bit of a, I wouldn't say even a mixed bag this week. Just a very disappointing set of cookies, really. I was expecting really good stuff here. I think AB summed it up before. I mean, just said they're just disappointing. And they generally are just pretty disappointing, really. They're not horrible or anything. You definitely wouldn't have a problem eating these. But when you think how much calories and stuff are involved with these, there's so much more and nicer things you could be having to spend those calories on than these, really. They really are, they really are, and they are quite calorific. I mean, each cookie, like these matchmaker ones, 180 calories or something, is it? Let's see if it focuses in. 184 calories in each cookie. These short red ones, where are they? Shorty squares, I'm sure they're over 200 or something. I mean, 250 calories. The things you could have with 250 calories as opposed to a block of one of these. I mean, it's unbelievable, and I just can't think of many situations where having any of these would be preferable to having 250 calories worth of something else. And you consider like one of these jammy. I mean, I don't want to say well, I'm not going to give my opinion on it. I'll wait for the review for that. But each of these jammy dodgers is 78 calories. Like a jammy dodger. Let's say most jammy dodgers are probably 80 calories. You could have 8, 16, 20, about 3 of them for the same. And then if you look at digestive and hobnobs and stuff like that, you talk about 3 or 4 of them for the same calories, or at least 2 anyway. Yeah. Dunk them in good old peanut butter. That's the key. Well, this is it, Joe. This is it. Just saying before, dunk them in any of them in the hot coffee, hot drink would definitely bring them out. Or spreading any kind of spread on them, of course, would make them nice. But yeah, the problem is you could argue that with all the ones that are actually better than them, without before doing that, and then they could be dunked in peanut butter or hot chocolate or whatever, So I just would always go for those, really. So yeah, very disappointed in these ones. I think this is why I think I sort of instinctively knew these wouldn't be that great. That's why I've never bothered with them before, But I thought, well, I didn't know, so it'd be good to try them. And that's where we are. They're not great. I would definitely just go for supermarket own brand stuff. They're cheaper. I think you get more in them generally. I think I think it was AB saying before, you got 4 of these in each pack. I think it was AB. Whereas the other ones, you get 8 or 10 or something like that for probably roughly the same price. And they're just better. They're full of more stuff. These ones are just very disappointing and very mundane, and I would not go near them really. And I think they're a bit more, as I say, more expensive. So, and just not worth the calories. 250 calories for one of these shorty squares. You know what I mean? So 250 calories for that. I mean, chocolate bars, it's about 200 calories. So you could have a nice chocolate bar instead of that, really, and it tastes a lot better, more interesting, got a lot more going on about it. So yeah, disappointing. Well, there we go, guys. Interesting one. Great to see you all, by the way. Good to see you, Jen, Zhao, yes, Andrew, of course. And AB, great to see you, AB. Really glad to see you, AB. I'm really glad you're doing okay. It'd be great to, well, hopefully, obviously, if you can, it'd be great to still hear from you frequently. I mean, glad you're doing okay. Did wonder where you were, so it's great to see you all right. And Scotty, of course, from before, really great to see you as well. Yeah, really is good to see you all. Yeah, 250 calories. Yep, 255 calories. Yeah, Joe, 255. There you go. So yeah, not there's a lot of calories. Yeah, exactly, and they're not great. So the things you could have instead of that, yeah, and it's not a great. It's just almost anything I think is better. Really, it's not horrible or anything. Let's say but it's not much better than just a regular digestive, which is a very straightforward biscuit. So I would definitely just recommend most other things than it really, which is why it was a 2 out of 5. But yeah, I really just can't recommend these really. I mean, I don't think I think it wouldn't be quite right to give them like a 1 or a 1.5 out of 5 because I don't think they're that bad. But when you look at them on sort of calorie wise and what they are and things, they are kind of that way inclined. They're certainly not a good quality product. Yeah. Never seen one of those. I mean, shortbread I think is quite calorific. I think because it's full of butter, but these ones don't taste like that. They don't taste like a good quality shortbread. They taste like just a really poor quality one. I mean, not as I say, no shortbread expert, but these didn't taste like a good one to me. And the chocolate didn't taste that great, even though, so when I individually analysed it, I could kind of make out that it was dairy milk just about. But when you're having it inside the biscuit, you'll never taste it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a shortbread one, basically. I think it's just shortbread, basically. It's just a very buttery biscuit. Yeah, but even these ones here, these are like 184 calories, which are these chocolate cookie ones. So, yeah. I think these are just... I think they're just full of butter, these ones, I think, Joe. I think so anyway. I'm not sure, but yeah. Sugar as well, I imagine, but... In these cases, they're not like proper biscuits, I guess. They're more luxury ones, I guess. But they certainly don't taste that way. But yeah, I mean, almost always, yeah. No, I know what you mean, don't worry. Yeah, and you're right, definitely. Well, there we go. A bit of a disappointing afternoon, I think. But at least, but worth doing. I think if this is it why you got to be quite critical with chocolatey stuffs. Because most things do taste quite nice as far as chocolate's concerned. But you've got to obviously quantify it. And, and these ones, while they're not horrible... There's certainly a lot better stuff out there, and I certainly don't think I'd be going anywhere near these, and I wouldn't recommend them really. I say just the supermarket's own brand stuff far better, or just regular biscuits. Particularly in my case, I think milk chocolate hobnobs are up there with the best of the biscuits. But you know the biscuits you like, and they're definitely better than these ones. Unless for some reason these just tick the boxes for you, which is possible, but I can't recommend these sort of biscuits. As I say, just the supermarket's own brand ones, the same but better, basically. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, right, well, guys, I guess that brings us to another live review. It's been a good one, actually. It's been an interesting one because this is one I had never explored before and didn't know what to make of it. As I say, I had my instinctive opinions of what they would be, if that's a term that you can use. I had a feeling it wouldn't be that great, but I didn't know. But yeah, they basically were what I expected them to be. So, which I don't know if that's good or bad. Oh, yeah, thanks again, Joe. Yeah, it's great to see you, Joe. Really is. And click the like button, everyone, by the way. It really would help. Thanks so much. Yeah, great to see you all. Great to see you, Joe. Great to see you, AB, again. Really glad you're doing okay. Great to see you, Jen, Scotty, Andrew. Oh, really is good to see you all. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Thanks again for all your support, everyone, and for watching the channel. Massively appreciated. Have a great evening, as I say, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. See you later. Bye.